Hello everyone, let's take a look at the Euro Yen, this segment of the Euro Yen for the upcoming November the 5th session. Now, much like the Euro Dollar, we had that close on the 60-minute chart below here, came back again and stopped us out, whether your stop was above this trend line here or above this high. As you can see here, we were taken in here and at the very least, whoops, where's my, let's backspace and get rid of that. Let's get that crosshair. Let's get in here and take a look at this. At the very least, we were stopped out for almost 85 pips, right? Kind of a rough trade. That's how it goes sometimes. And again, getting back in the game and understanding, remember that was that 4-hour trend line that we saw right up in here. We said any kind of close above that on a 60-minute chart, we would be looking to go back to the long side, and this would be a close in reverse. And as you can see, this ran up at this point over 200 pips. That definitely could have recouped your 80 pip loss that was in here, up to an 80 pip loss, and would have recouped that and actually paid you maybe an extra 70 or 80 pips overall, depending on how you were staying in the market. But very important, I also want to discuss when you get a trend line break, and this is a good example of it, you want to start to see that follow through on the hourly chart after 4 or 5 hours. And here after 4 or 5 hours, it was not. So you could have an idea that this was most likely going to continue to the upside, especially when we saw the MACD continuing across the waterline, becoming more bullish and not pulling back. It's usually a good indication, but sometimes again, we had 2 stop outs and 2 good trades, but overall the trades ran enough to offset our losses. So that's a really good thing. So please keep that in mind. Don't become frustrated. And again, sometimes you may get into one trade, you may not get into another. So if you go ahead and take a look at that, for instance, when we post this trade was stopped out, or this made some money. We try not to post anything. Oh, these were the extremes. It ran 210 pips. Maybe it made 120 to 150 pips, and we'll always take the stop out to the extreme, right? This would have stopped you out for 80 or so pips. So anyway, that's how we try and gauge things. We're conservative on the profit, and we're trying to be very exacting on the stop outs. But for the upcoming session, we're going to watch this level here. Again, that's the spike of the day that we had. And we're also going to watch this trend line that's coming up. All right, we have two. We have this more gradual one, and then we have this aggressive one right through here right now. Remember this candle gave us a swing low right in this level right here. And what we're going to watch for primarily is price to close above this resistance line on a 60-minute chart to go long. We're also going to watch this trend line here. This could be an intermediate trend line. I'm really not too fond of getting into a trade below this trend line. I'm just not. I know it could run. If you want to get into a trade, if it closes below this trend line, make sure it's on a 60-minute chart and be prepared to take some profit here. So there's not a lot of reasons I'd be looking for a sell right now. If price happens to come down to this trend line, I'd be looking for a buy. Again, it would have to pause on this trend line, give us some kind of futuristic trend line, down like price would have fallen down to the trend line and then come back across it on a 60-minute basis. We'd be looking to go long as price moves back up, in the future. Whoops. We would be taking some profit up here because we have a trend line and a resistance point intersecting each other. That's a very strong technical level, 2 technical barriers. And so therefore we'd definitely be taking some profit up in advance of this. Likewise, if we close above this resistance area on a 60-minute chart, it would be above this trend line and above this resistance point. So the buy that's the buy we're going to be looking for. Mostly really 2 buys on the Euro Yen. Close above this level on a 60-minute chart. And if price happens to drift down here during Asia and gives us a future trend line to close, it closes over that, close above that on a 60-minute chart. And that's what we're going to be watching for on the Euro Yen for the upcoming November the 5th sessions. Don't forget, if you'd like to attend our free How to Trade the News session that's coming up 10 p.m. this evening, then put this link into your browser, the HTTPS, this registration link. Register. I don't think they updated the meeting request, what it was about, but work on trading the news and giving you some strategies for that. Again, it's a free session if you'd like to attend. That is tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, if you'd like to register for that. For members of our site, we always have the full sessions in recording to review and as well in iPod format for your iPhone and iPod Touch. All right, so that's good. That's going to bring us to a wrap for the Euro Yen for the upcoming November the 5th session.